Now I want to make this video because I think the way that you start off your day can really set a precedent for how the rest of your day is going to go. And this is something that I didn't really realize till a bit later, but how you start your mornings is probably going to dictate how the rest of your day goes, right? Usually if you start off the mornings pretty bad, in a bad mood, in a rush, not with complete mental clarity, your day's probably not going to be the best, or at least, things that normally wouldn't agitate you as much might agitate you a little more. Every little thing might upset you more than it should. And overall, it might just lead to you having a bad day. And you don't want too many of those in a row. So I think the way that you start off every morning is crucial. And I think there are a few habits that I'm going to share with you guys that I think can help get you off to a great start every morning, and thus can lead to you having more productive, more healthier, more happier days. So I don't want to waste any more of your time. I'm going to get right into it. The first habit that I think will help every person get off to a better morning is to set an alarm and to wake up earlier. Now, you don't have to listen to those business influencer gurus that you guys see on TikTok or YouTube telling you, I wake up at 4 a.m., I get in a cold shower, and then I run a marathon before 6 a.m., right? You guys don't have to do all that, right? You can start off your morning and be productive waking up at 8 a.m., right? I think as long as you wake up around 10 a.m. and earlier, you can have a good morning, a great productive day. You don't have to wake up at some crazy, unimaginable hours in order to have a good day. Make sure you pick a time that's good for you. Maybe you have night shifts. Maybe you work late into the night. You work out late at night. Whatever the case is, everyone has, their own things going on. So make sure you wake up at a time that's good for you. You need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, so kind of plan around that. But you don't have to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to have a good day. You can wake up at 8, 9 and still have a fantastic, productive day. And I would argue that getting those 7 to 9 hours of sleep is way, way, way more important than waking up at some crazy early hour. And you want to make sure that whatever time you pick, you set an alarm and you stick to it. Because you want to kind of get in a habit and kind of make it part of your circadian rhythm where you naturally can start waking up at that time. I know me, I had a real struggle getting up in the morning, and there's a jet right over me, so hopefully it's not too bad, but I had a real struggle. I had to set like 4 or 5 alarms before I was able to even kind of get up at the same time every day. I still have 2 alarms now because I just keep hitting the snooze button. I just kept hitting the snooze button and rolling it over. But, set yourself one or 2 alarms, maybe even at the beginning, 3, 4, whatever you need in order to wake up at that time. And make sure you consistently, get into a habit of waking up at that time. And now the second thing that I want to share with you guys, and this has by far been the most important, useful, and helpful tip when it comes to starting your mornings off good, at least for me personally. And that is, do not get on your phone, and more specifically, do not get on social media. Now, if you have a to-do list in your notes app, maybe you read first thing in the morning, maybe you go on your reminders app and look at that stuff. That's okay. I don't really mind going on that stuff. You don't want to be too entrenched in all of that stuff, but going on that stuff is not really bad. What I really want you guys to do is stay away off the scrolling off social media. First thing in the morning, you do not want to open Instagram. You do not want to open Twitter. What else do people use? Snapchat, I guess people still use. Don't go on any of those apps, right? Because what you're doing is, the first thing you're doing when you're waking up is just bombarding yourself with all these random different stimuli and overstimulation, right? What happens when you get on social media? You start being apt to social comparison, right? You start seeing news, which can be very negative and put you in a bad headspace. You start seeing toxic posts, toxic tweets, right? You start seeing, sometimes you can see positive stuff as well, but a lot of, people hating on things, people making fun of others. You could see a whole bunch of different stuff, and you just basically overloading yourself with all that information first thing in the morning is not good for your brain. And you don't want to start off, first thing in the morning, just bombarding all your senses with all this stuff and having your mind racing about 100 different things, and then while you're laying in bed not actually getting up and doing anything, just stay off of social media. This has been just the overall the first and most crucial thing to me in just getting in a good mood in the morning. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't really care what's going on in the world right now. I'm just trying to get in a good headspace. And, once I've kind of settled in and put myself in that good headspace, then if I want to, I can check Twitter for 5 minutes. I can, go see what somebody posted on Instagram. But first thing in the morning, do not do this. I would highly, highly recommend you guys stay off of social media generally, but first thing in the morning for sure. What do you do after that? You set an alarm, you woke up, you're not on social media, you're ready to start your day. What do? I would start my day off by clearing my head. Now, that can be done in a multiple of ways, but really just do any healthy habit, again, not involving your phone or social media, that can just help relax you, right? Whether it's taking a shower, going for a walk, doing meditation, I don't know, playing with your pets, whatever kind of puts you in a good, happy mindset, do that thing first, and just kind of get your day started on a happy note. That'll set, like I mentioned before, that'll set the precedent for the rest of your day. And again, you want to start that off on a good note. Typically, I either go on a walk if time permits, depending on the day, or I start my day off with a little bit of meditation. You don't got to go crazy. You don't have to spend 30 minutes to an hour doing this. 5 to 10 minutes should be all that you need to kind of get yourself in a good headspace. Now, after that, you got yourself up, you're feeling good, you're starting your day off productive with some good habits. What do you do then? Hygiene routine. Hygiene is something that obviously you don't want to neglect, but you really want to make sure you take care of it in the morning, because you don't want to be, late running for something, or you don't want to be going somewhere and you just not looking good, right? I know you're tired and all you want to do is get back into bed, and sometimes your hair can be difficult in the morning. Trust me, my hair in the morning often requires several tens of minutes to fix. So I know the struggle. But you want to make sure you get everything on point. Take care of your skin, your teeth, your hair. Those are kind of the three main ones I suggest. You don't have to take a shower every morning, especially if you take them at night. But make sure you get that in check, right? Make sure you don't neglect it, because you don't want to start off, especially if you're going out and talking to people, looking bad. I've had those days where I was, I've been late to certain things, so I have to just get up and throw stuff on, and it's just not a good look. You look like you're a mess, and you don't want that. And make sure you get up on time and handle your hygiene so that you look like you're ready for the day and you know what you're doing. The last tip I'll share with you guys that I think every single person should do in the morning is get some sunlight. Now, not everybody can do this. Maybe you wake up at a time where the sun's not even out. Maybe it's just a gloomy day, but if you can, get some sunlight. You don't have to go crazy. 5-10 minutes should be all that you need. But if you can step outside your front door and get some sunlight, just do that. Trust me when I say that you will just start to feel a lot better. The feeling of the sun just hitting your face and the sun rays bouncing off, and the warmth that you feel from the natural sunlight, at least for me, just puts me at peace. You're just kind of in a state of peace. Close your eyes, maybe even do a little meditation outside. I would recommend it. If you can, I would prefer to do meditation outside. But yeah, get some sunlight. You'd actually be surprised at how great this can start off your day, because especially if you work in a place that's indoors or around a lot of technology, computer screens, you might not see the sunlight for hours at a time, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, depending how long your shifts are. So if you could start your day off with some sunlight, some vitamin D, you'll just feel instantly better. We all need sunlight. I think everyone should get sunlight every day. But if you can start your morning off with that, that's even better, right? I know a lot of people can't, again, like I said, wake up at hours where sun's not out, or maybe it's a gloomy day, but and they'll have to go later in the evening to get some sunlight. But if you can start your day off with some sunlight, if you can just kind of sit there and absorb, do a little human photosynthesis, I guarantee you just be in a more peaceful state. And that's all we're looking for, right? We don't need to be ecstatic. We don't need to hype ourselves up for the day unless, you're punching people for a living. But just being at peace is what we're really looking to get. And that's kind of what all these habits are aiming to do. You know, waking up earlier, keeping your phone away from you, right? Clearing your head by meditating, showering, going on a walk. And going on a walk can kind of eliminate two birds with one stone to get the sunlight. So, you know, you can kind of mix these habits in together. You know, your hygiene, maybe taking a shower is what you do to clear your head, as well as getting the hygiene done. You know, you can kind of mix and match these, so, you know, it doesn't feel like you're spending all this time on this stuff. But, and then getting some sunlight. Again, these things are all going to put you at peace, clear your head, and just kind of get you on a good note for the day. And even if bad things happen throughout the day, it's not going to be rainbows and sunshine every single day of your life. You're at least in a headspace where you can handle these things coming at you a lot better. Trust me. But when you start your day off poorly, you are going to be way more susceptible to irritability and just feeling down and beating yourself up and just bad vibes, bad energy. When you're at peace, when you're calm, when you have a clear head, anything bad that happens to you, you are way more capable of taking it on. And it's just going to make the rest of your the good days way greater, and the bad days not as bad. And a lot of people neglect their morning routine. They think, oh, I'm going to go to the gym after work, or later in the day and the night, I'm going to do this later. I cannot stress the importance of getting off to a good start, because at the end of the day, like, you can do all this stuff later in the day. And sure, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, or it's not productive, or it's going to be not as helpful, but it's like, if you do it late in the night, it's like, what are you really doing it for? Because you're just going to end up, you know, clearing your head, doing all this stuff for the last 2-3 hours of the day right before going to bed. It's like, you really don't benefit as much as opposed to doing it at the beginning of the day. And now you have the whole day to practice these habits, be in a good headspace, be kind to the people around you, handle poor situations, think clearly and critically. It's just overall better once you do things earlier. And again, I preach this a lot on this channel. I'm going to continue to preach it, just the overall concept of doing the things you need to do first, responsibilities, handling the good habits first, and then you can do whatever it is that you want, whatever your passion is, whatever it is that your heart desires, right? Once you knock out those things, the earlier, the better. It's always going to be the earlier, the better. Early bird gets the worm. I truly believe in that. You don't have to be at a degenerate early bird hour like 4 a.m. like we mentioned, but the earlier you do this, the more time you have to enjoy life, to be at peace, and overall to just be in a clear mental space the whole day. So let me know what you guys think of this. Any other habits that you guys may do that I didn't mention in this? What do you guys think of the concept of starting your day off, you know, on a positive note? Do you guys notice that, you know, it doesn't really matter for you how you wake up? If you do some of these habits, you can have a good day regardless. Let me know your experiences with this stuff. I'd really like to hear all these differing viewpoints and opinions that you guys have. I love hearing from you guys. I love interacting in the comment section when people share their stories. So thank you guys so much for that. If you did enjoy, drop me a like, drop me a sub. I would greatly appreciate it. And let's all get better 1% every single day, and start our mornings off on a good note so we can have a great day and a great rest of our life. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. I love all of y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bow.